A very good evening. This is the PNGTV Live News Bulletin. I'm Belinda Cora. Securing employment opportunities has always been a challenge for students that graduate from technical and vocational education and training, or TVET, due to the level of qualification. The Department of Education is working to address this by developing a national standard TVET curriculum. Quintin Anaime reports.
Curriculum officers from established TVET institutions throughout the country today commenced a 3-week workshop in Port Moresby to complete the design and development of the curriculum. Acting Assistant Secretary for TVET Curriculum Wilson Garu tells PNGTV Live it has taken 12 years now to develop the curriculum since the process commenced in 2006.
We don't have that kind of standard curriculum for TVET. So what we are developing is a standard one. What they're teaching right now in our technical and business colleges or vocational centers are designed and developed either by the institution or individual teachers themselves using their own expertise or experience.
The curriculum will cover 8 sectors, including business services, primary industry, tourism and hospitality, building and civil, electro-technology, automotive, and mechanical and applied science. It will incorporate 6 levels of qualification programs, including 4 levels of certificate courses and 2 levels of diploma courses.
The National Advanced Diploma and National Diploma programs will be taught by polytechnics in Papua New Guinea, while the Certificate 4 and 3s and some diploma programs will be taught by our business and technical colleges, while Set 1, 2 will be taught by vocational training centers, community colleges, technical high schools and technical secondary schools. So those demarcations are there, and consistent with the National Qualification Framework of Papua New Guinea, we are developing a curriculum now.
The standard curriculum will be nationally recognized and taught to about 25,000 TVET students enrolled every year throughout the country.
We are supposed to be developing almost like 300 plus national training packages, they call it. It's more or less like the syllabus for general education. What is being taught in our high school in English in Port Moresby is similar to taught in New Island province of Bougainville for grade 7s, grade 8s, grade 9s, 10s.
PNG has 11 national TVET institutions, including 1 polytechnic institute, 10 technical and business colleges, and 135 vocational training institutions, including 10 technical high schools. Universities, including the PNG University of Technology and Divine Word University, will also provide an input to identify what will be taught in the diploma programs at the polytechnic institutions. Quintina Naime, PNGTV Live.
PNGTV Live managed to speak to the public in NCD today regarding the government's move to seek an option of banning Facebook in PNG for a month so it can be able to collect data. This is what you had to say.
The shutting down of Facebook, they deprive the right of Papua New Guinea under the Section 49 of Right to Freedom of Expression Act. That's the mother law. And we have a freedom of choice as well. What we said is right for our benefit. Everybody has to come to agreement on that. Because introducing of register of SIM and of this NID, they deprive our rights. And shutting down of the communication, it's already stated in the Constitution, which is a sovereign law of Papua New Guinea after independence. After self-government 74 and 75 independence, we have a certain law there. That's a mother law that covers everybody here. And we shouldn't be ashamed of that. Shutting down Facebook is depriving each one's right. They have to communicate with the family in the remote areas.
My opinion about the Facebook ban by Sam Basil, I think he should concentrate more on the bigger issues PNG is facing instead of banning FB.
I think that's it's alright. I don't really use Facebook that much now, but there's a lot of invalid users, like ghost accounts on Facebook. So I think if they banned it for a month, that would get rid of those fake and ghost users, ghost accounts on Facebook. So maybe I think for a month is alright. Probably half a month I think they should, because some of us we use Facebook for business wise to communicate with our loved ones and people overseas.
Suppose government ban him Facebook law 1 month. Then everybody got some access law, reopen again or something like that. Like some people say running business law Facebook. Kind of simple register law in global na. People got access law, business management one time. Facebook law in global. Now suppose them ban him law 1 month. By me plan say one name.
So strong thinking blow me is that I think Facebook should continue because it's too late to stop it. Right around the world, it's that one. Yeah, because right around the world it is Facebook, and in Papua New Guinea too, it's Facebook. What else? Well, I think the parliamentarians, they have the good points why they are doing it. I understand to what they are avoiding, but we Facebook users, I'm not one, but I'm just saying it on behalf of other Papua New Guineans. If we are using Facebook, please make sure you use it for good purpose only, not the ones that can affect your living or bring trouble, because then the Minister for Communications, that's where his point is. We are misusing Facebook in some areas.
Me, osem lo side lo sembasilem totok lo communication break lo Facebook. Me go on time because Facebook osem ka right to lo man na lo working good blood lo development papers na or beginning or communicate go come lo ogara something lo life lo everyday life, but since Papua New Guinea not only mix independence na you me develop yet, you me developing country, you me start states for developing country, you me abuse him Facebook lo any can way lo lilik something go lo big plus something anyway you me abuse him osem. So the big meeting come meeting osem me tell us the 1 month period there, it's good for us.
I think it's a good thing. Why? Well, because Facebook is not really being used for what it was created for. Right? It's a social media site, right? And you're supposed to be there to connect with people, to socialize, to do business. But instead you have people using it to do all the wrong things under the sun. There's, I don't have to list them. I think we already know what there is. So I think it's a good idea to ban Facebook for a month, just to see how people would react. Plus, you have kids nowadays who are, half the school fights are started because of Facebook. Not because, but are on Facebook, like, oh, they posted this and I didn't like it, so now I'm arguing with this person and we're going to fight, So in a way, I sort of see it as a good thing.
The World Travel and Tourism Council has forecast that by 2027, tourism in the region would be worth over $2.6 trillion US dollars. Stating this during his visit to Port Moresby to attend the 10th APEC Tourism Ministers meeting, Assistant Minister for Trade, Tourism and Investment in Australia, Paul Carlton, says the APEC economies are also a significant source of tourists for Australia. He says tourism is a major driver of jobs, trade and investment opportunities and economic development, and a vibrant tourism sector is vital to the prosperity of our region, contributing 3% of the combined GDP of APEC economies. The minister also added that APEC economies are also a significant source of tourists for Australia, comprising around 70% or 6.5 million of their short-term visitors. In addition, he added that to the economic returns generated, tourism plays a key role in strengthening people-to-people links with our region, and the benefits of this cannot be underestimated. The meeting also provided a platform to promote Australia's tourism sector and advance its tourism priorities to compete effectively in the global economy into the future. Meanwhile, the Tourism Week and Tourism Ministerial meeting was held from the 28th of May to the 3rd of June 2018. Port Moresby will now play host to the 57 Telecommunications Working Group meeting on the 4th to the 5th of June 2018. The Independent Consumer and Competition Commission has granted authorization to Air Niugini to enter into and give effect to a code-share agreement with Fiji Airways Limited on the Port Moresby to Nandi route via Honiara. This was released in a statement on the 1st of June 2018 by CEO Paulus Ein. With the need to ensure the national flag carrier is able to satisfy Papua New Guineans' need to travel affordably abroad, Air New Guinea has over the last couple of months looked at partnership arrangements. For frequent flyers in and out of PNG to Fiji, only Air New Guinea is servicing this route via Honiara, and therefore ICCC believes this code-sharing agreement would provide an opportunity for another carrier in Fiji Airways to enter the market and eventually grow its share on the route. In its assessment of the public benefits this code is likely to generate, the ICCC has considered 8 points, 2 of which includes the increase to travelers' choice of marketing carriers and the possibility of Fiji Airways to enter PNG market independently after growing its market share on this route. Mr. Ain added that Air New Guinea must revise its wholesale prices offered to Fiji Airways down once profit is reached through increased passenger and freight volumes. Air New Guinea is to submit annual code share, passenger and freight traffic volume reports to ICCC for the route. The authorization is for 3 years. You're watching PNGTV Live News Bulletin. More after these messages. Welcome back. You're watching PNGTV Live News Bulletin. About 6,000 teachers are still waiting to be paid as of today due to failure to submit their resumption duty forms at the start of the 2018 academic year. This was confirmed by Papua New Guinea's Teaching Services Commission Chairman Baran Sori. Quintin Anaime reports.
10,000 out of the 57,000 teachers throughout the country were put off payroll in April for various reasons. Mr. Sori tells PNGTV Live the number has now decreased to 6,000.
So we hope that come page 12, which is this week, it may further reduce down.
He explains that teachers were put off payroll following the auto-suspension exercise when they failed to submit their resumption forms.
And the resumption of duty summary sheet is forwarded to the Provincial Education Office. And the Provincial Education Advisor, through the process, must get the officers to check thoroughly that names of teachers are correct, the file numbers are correct, and the teachers themselves sign the resumption duty summary sheet. Then they forward this to the payroll division of the Department of Education.
Those teachers whose resumption forms are not received by the payroll division fail to register on the LSCO payroll system and are put off payroll on pay period 7 every year. Mr. Sori says some teachers may have either resigned, retired, or had not resumed duties. Provincial Education Division officials are now in Waigani with their teacher resumption forms to get their teachers registered and placed back on payroll. PNGTSC Commissioner Policy Samson Wangi Homi reveals among the 6,000 teachers still off the payroll are 900 from the East Sepik province.
We had a vacancy gazetted out last year, and they never met the deadline. So the Commission, through the chairman, directed that teachers who were teaching last year should be placed back to their to the positions they were in for 2018. But the Division of Education in East Sepik decided to do its own thing by saying, no, we are going to post them wherever we think they should go.
To minimize the huge number of teachers on auto-pay suspension every year, Mr. Sori urges everyone involved in all levels of education to ensure teachers resume on the first day of the academic year. Quintina Naime, PNGTV Live.
Good to hear that NASFAN is now offering membership outside of the NASFAN membership base and is inviting non-NASFAN members to join its NASFAN Contribution Savings and Loan Society. NCSL is now calling on employees from the government department to register as new members via the member online portal or simply visit any of its NCSL branches nationwide. In a statement, NCSL says saving funds with NCSL attracts a member to obtain loans and repay at a minimum loan interest of 1% per month on the reducing loan balance. The deduction code DNCSL was recently approved and can be used on Alesco payroll system. NCSL is now inviting all public servants whose salaries are now processed via the Alesco payroll system. The new arrangement allows public servants to have their savings directly deducted from their salaries into their NCSL accounts, making it faster and easier. Public servants who become NCSL members will be able to easily apply for loans and saving withdrawals via mobile banking or the portal. Through the medical and life insurance product Nest Care, NCSL members can also secure themselves and their families through medical and life cover affordable premiums. According to NCSL, it has been able to help 100,000 contributors nationwide. PNG joins the rest of the world to mark World Environment Day, mostly in schools and communities who are still to understand how important it is to keep our surroundings clean and healthy. A strong advocate himself in staying healthy and keeping the growing city of Port Moresby clean is Governor Powers Pakop. On Saturday last week, the Governor and City Manager Bernard Kippett initiated a cleanathon in preparations for World Environment Day, which falls tomorrow, the 5th of June. City residents turned up in numbers on Saturday morning with a larger turnout from the most talked about Walk and Yoga for Life program. Others included participants from the PNG Scout, staff of the Environment and Conservation Office, students and the public in general. The global theme for this year is beating plastic pollution. As an added bonus debate for this year has the PNG government plans to ban the usage of plastics. Apart from initiating the walk, Governor Pakop has called on government to declare June 5th as a national day of action for all citizens to stop work in a bid to protect, preserve and clean Port Moresby. He also called on government to consider other alternative solutions in dumping mine tailings into our water systems and extended a call to the National Forest Authority to be serious in reforestation programs.
National World Environmental Day, me like my government and by declaring national holiday. It deserves national holiday. You will agree, You will celebrate holiday of Queen's birthday. You will look in. No England also got holiday of Queen's birthday. Now why you mean holiday? If we get holiday of Queen, why not the environment? But me no asking no you mean by holiday and stop nothing. On that day, every 5th of June, we like him, all the people of this country, come out, think about making a commitment to protect our environment.
He also used the day to question where 40 million kina allocated for the reforestation had gone to. The governor urged the government to make a turnaround in honoring its international commitments.
Me want you to talk. Now that I'm a member of parliament, you don't talk. All the people of Mali stuff, all the case stuff, all the cover stuff, all the cover, all the case here, and the police here. You will not die. You will not die. But push one on the ground here, and Bagrabo, you will destroy no, you will pollute no, you may air, you will put here, and pull a bomb, when you will post here, why you may die.
Meanwhile, the Environment and Conservation Ministry, including its Minister John Pondari, will be joined by Governor Pakop tomorrow at Badia Hagua Secondary School to mark World Environment Day. You're watching PNGTV Live News Bulletin. More after these messages. Welcome back. You're watching PNGTV Live News Bulletin. The 57 APEC Telecommunication and Information Working Group meeting has commenced in Port Moresby today with focus on information, communication and technology to be the foundation for regional connectivity. Ambassador Ivan Pomeliu, APEC 2018 PNG SOM Chair, when addressing the delegates of the 57 APEC Telecommunications and Information Working Group meeting, said the region is experiencing technological changes and sharing information through such meetings on challenges in ICT connectivity plays a pivotal role in the process. He added that future economic growth will rely on unlocking the potential of other sectors and developing a modern economy through the effective use of information and communication technology in the APEC region. He said that experiences would be shared during discussions while addressing policy and regulatory practices and challenges across the region, from internet access to security and internet infrastructure. To regional news, weeks after the Turnbull government allocated Australia's largest ever aid package to the Pacific, Foreign Minister Julie Bishop will begin a three-island nation blitz to spur free trade. The AAP reports International Development Minister Cosita Wells, Opposition Foreign Affairs spokesperson Penny Wong, and Labour Senator Claire Moore joined Bishop on a trip to Palau, Micronesia and Marshall Islands from the 3rd to the 7th of June. On the agenda will be signing 8 partnership deals and discussing whether the Pacific Island countries may be interested in joining the PACER Plus free trade deal, which covers Australia, New Zealand and 8 other island countries. The May budget included a record of $1.3 billion or $982 million aid investment for Pacific Island nations, which are considered among the most vulnerable in the world to climate change as they grapple with rising sea levels and the increased frequency and intensity of cyclones and storms. And that's where we end the news at 7 o'clock. More at 7 p.m. tomorrow. From myself and the news team, it's good night.